Do you know, I've just had a kickabout actually.
Oh, enjoy it.
Because no, yes, because I'm stood on the edge here waiting to chat to a couple of people who started this group up. The ball came my way, and there's something about it coming your way that you can't resist, can you? You just have to sort of kick it back. And I'm here at the Stanley Park. It's the Blackpool Sports Centre, and I'm in the big hall where there's another game of something going on the other side. I don't know what's going on the other side of the net going on here. Is it a school? Right, so in here we've got walking football. And whoa! Oh, that was coming at me. And the thing is, it's so much faster than I thought it was going to be. I've got with me Les and Steve. Now, how did it start up? You're both ex-head teachers, we need to say that for a start.
Ex-failed footballers as well,
Yeah.
at a certain level. 3.5 years ago, Age UK set up a 10-week project with funding just really to get over 50s men off the couch and into physical activity. And from that 10-week project, we've been going for 3.5 years now. And within that project, we set up our own little club, Blackpool Senior Seasiders.
The thing is, if you've played football, or even if you've not played football as a youngster, there reaches a point where nobody else wants you in their team particularly, or also you lose confidence about playing. And it's a fast and furious game, isn't it? It's running. And so what do? You know, if you've got passion for the game, then whereabouts are you going to go? And presumably this fills in that gap, does it?
Yes, it does. I was walking my dog on the beach with Steve one day, and Steve said, "I've just started going to walking football, Les. Do you want to come along?" And I thought, oh, it can't be any good. Walking football, it flies in the face of what football's all about. Anyway, I decided to give it a try, came along, and I've loved absolutely every single minute of it, even when I missed the penalty.
Oh, Les, I'm stood with my back to the game. I'm really slightly worried because it is pretty fast and furious. And that's not a normal football, is it?
It's a futsal ball. It's a little bit heavier, not quite as big, and a little bit dumpier, so it doesn't fly in the air. So, unlike me 5 minutes ago, you don't get one.
You took it on the chin,
I
didn't
did.
you?
I literally took one on the chin for the team. I saved it. It went over the bar. No, but the walking aspect, I never walked when I played anyway, because I've always been a goalkeeper. I always thought chasing around after a bag of wind was a bit of a silly game. And I learned very early that if you stand still in goals, the ball actually comes to you. And when you've got a brother who fancied himself as Bobby Charlton, you had to become a bit of a goalkeeper. So.
But the walking bit of it makes you think that people are going to be strolling around the arena, the sports hall here, but that's not the case at all, is it?
No, it's not. If you run in a competition, it's a card against you. You do it twice and you're sent off for 2 minutes. So you've got to make sure that you've always got one foot on the floor when you're moving. That's the definition of walking.
I suppose so, yes. When you think about it, so if you're walking along, you've always got one. The minute you start to lift both feet off the ground, that breaks into a run. But these guys are walking really quite fast, aren't they?
You think Olympic walking rather than taking the dog for a walk and stroll. But I have a Springer Spaniel, so I'm used to walking a little bit quicker. Anyway.
The people who are on court now are actually our youth scheme. These are our 50-year-olds. Later on in the morning, we've got the old fogies, the over 60s, like Steve and I.
The very senior seasiders.
The very senior.
Well, you were saying though, there's somebody playing here who's in their 70s, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Billy Singleton. Billy used to play for Leeds United in his younger days during the Don Revie era, and
you also said there's a Brian. What's his surname?
Brian Wilson.
Used to play for Blackpool.
Used to play for Blackpool and then Torquay United. But I won't mention Brian because he's a Newcastle supporter.
All right, okay. We've gathered from your accent from you're not originally from these parts. But don't let that put you off if you were thinking of coming. You haven't got to be an ex-professional footballer.
No, it's all inclusive. We work with special needs people as well, people who've got medical injuries and recovering from operations. I myself had a heart attack 14 years ago. With a quad bypass, and this is my way of keeping fit. It's absolutely wonderful.
And you're breaking into a spit. I've watched at the end of how long is each half played? It's not 45 minutes, is it?
No, it's not. In competitions, we normally play 15 minutes a game. Here, we're playing 10 minutes and then having a breather and drink of water, rehydrating ourselves.
And natter, I've noticed the banter, which I think is a big part of this, isn't it?
It's a huge part of this project. Not just the banter on the pitch, but afterwards we all stay, we have a brew and a biscuit and have a go at each other and comments about the goals that we've missed. And lots of us have got nicknames for each other. For example, Nick Carter over there is called One Trick because
Why?
he can only do one trick. He says that the one trick, though, is scoring goals in important competitions.
That'll do.
Yeah. Billy Singleton's called back post because he stands at the back post and taps the ball in the net. Looking at me, you wouldn't think that my nickname is Little Les because there's someone who's called Big Les who makes me look anorexic. But yeah.
Is he the guy who's refereeing?
He is,
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him in a bit because the rules must be really hard, and I should imagine you're a tough lot to try and referee.
It's hard work. It would work better if you had two referees, but you have to have eyes in the back of your head, literally. But the social side of it is really, really good because there's only one thing worse than a bunch of teachers together. That's a bunch of retired teachers. So to get away from that and find people from other walks of life, and with ex-policemen, with opticians, with road managers and ex-semi-professionals here as well. So it's all inclusive. It's absolutely wonderful.
I'll be finding out a bit more about these characters over the course of the programme.
Sal, I think we've found our favourite road so far.
Oh, go on.